Hi everybody, welcome to the Actors Academy. Thank you for tuning in today. Today we're going to be talking about the 5 things that every acting master does. Now, these are the acting masters, the people who have been nominated for Oscars, the people who have done amazing roles and amazing parts. So these are people like Viola Davis, Meryl Streep, Denzel Washington, Benedict Cumberbatch, Tom Hiddleston, all these different actors. What are they doing? How are they pushing forward? What are they doing that's different from the beginning actors, the actors who are just starting out, or even the intermediate actors? What is the difference between these pro actors compared to amateur actors? And by learning this, by knowing the differences, you guys can start implementing what you're supposed to be doing into your work, or maybe it's something you're already trying to work on and you know what to strive for and you're knowing what you're working towards. So without further ado, we're going to get into the first point. So point number 1 comes down to the eye contact. So what I want you guys to do is to find one of these amazing actors, your favorite actors, go and put on your favorite movie that they've been in and just watch them. Watch their eyes. See what their eyes are doing. What they do on screen is very powerful because they realize that the eyes are the gateway into the soul. The eyes tell a story from one role to the next role. The eyes tell a huge story. That's why you see when cameras always have close-up on the actors, it focuses heavily on the eyes. So when an actor is acting, they're making sure that they're not doing all of this and they're all looking around the room in different spots, because it takes all the power away from the actor. It's much stronger to be in a scene and have that eye contact maintained with your scene partner, the person that you're with, the person that you're acting with. You watch Meryl Streep's roles, you can see her eye contact and how her eye contact changes even from one role to the next. Eddie Redmayne, you can see this. You can see it with Tom Hiddleston. You can see it with all these actors, the way that their eyes are, how they stay focused on the other actor. The story that it tells is very strong and very powerful. So your job as the actor is then to realize the power that the eyes have, but also to realize that when you move your eyes around too much, it can take people out of the scene. So they have very strong eye contact because the eyes are the gateway into the soul and the eyes tell a story. Point number 2 is that great actors know the meaning behind their lines. They know why they're saying what they're saying. A lot of this comes down to text analysis, going through and asking yourself, why are you saying what you're saying? This comes down to the whys that we've talked about before on this channel. Why is your character saying what they're saying? Why are they responding the way that they're responding? And why are they taking the actions that they're taking? We're asking that question of why. Why? By asking the question why, it affects how you will go and portray that scene, what you will actually do in the scene. So let's say, for example, you had to go and break up with your significant other in the scene. Now, if you have to go and break up with them, you have to say, hey, I'm breaking up with you. The way you deliver that line, the process that you're going through as an actor will be different if, let's say, you love this person and you don't want to break up with them, but you know in life you are the person that's holding them back from achieving their goals. So in order to let them achieve their goals and to live their best life, you're going to go and break up with them. But now let's change the why. That why that I just mentioned tells one story. But if we change the why, and we say the why you're breaking up with them is just because you hate them. They're a mean, nasty person. They're always rude to you. They're never good to you. So you're saying, you know what? I'm just going to go and break up with them. 2 completely different whys. The action you're doing, you're still breaking up with that person. But why you're breaking up with that person is completely different. And the way you act that scene, the way you go about in that scene will be completely different. So you need to ask yourself the question of why. Why are you saying what you're saying? Why are you responding the way that you're responding from the other actor? And why are you taking the actions that you are taking? Asking those questions of why is the character doing these things within this scene, will help give you a better and deeper meaning into your character, and you will be able to portray that character much better, much more proficiently, and also much more accurately. Point number 3, master actors make good relationships with other people. Meaning they make good relationships with other actors that are within the process of their movies or the TV shows that they're in. They make good relationships with the directors that they work with the producers that they work with. Because within this industry, you're going to notice that it's also about who you know. It's not also just about what you can do. You also have to make good relationships within this industry. That's why you see a lot of directors will sometimes work with the same actors over and over again, or producers will work with the same actors over and over again because they like working with them. They've built good relationships over the time and over the years. This is more for the longevity of your career. But as you start getting some leeway within this industry, what you should do is you should take note of this and you should say, okay, I'm going to start building relationships, build contacts with your directors and your casting directors and the producers and the actors that you work with. So then they start to get to know you a little bit more. And through that process, it will help you for your career and the longevity of your career, because maybe there will be another future project that you already worked with one actor before, and then they remember you and they say, whoa, I know this great actor, you should have them come and audition. Or maybe it's a director, and the director says, hey, this is the perfect actor for this part. I've worked with them before on a completely different project. I want to bring them in for this project and for this role because I know who they are. I've worked with them. So all in all, you're just trying to build stronger relationships with all the people that you're interacting with. Point number 4 is actors will use their own voices. So actors don't try to go and change their voices all the time. When you see a lot of beginning actors or amateur actors just starting out, they will change their voice. They change the quality of the voice, the texture of their voice, the levels of their voice. There's a lot of different changes happening. Sometimes one of the biggest changes is that actors will just literally talk too loud. So if I have a scene here and I had to tell the person, hey, how's it going? You're an amazing person. What are you up to this week? And compared to if I had to be really loud about it and go, hi, how's it going? You're an amazing person. What are you doing later this week? All of a sudden, this here sounds a little bit weirder if I talk like this compared to if I talk in my normal natural range. And actors tend to talk in their natural range. Now, of course, there will be some things out there where there'll be particular roles where actors will change their voice. And I'm not saying that you're not supposed to change your voice. Sometimes you will. When Johnny Depp does the Mad Hatter, it works better when he changes his voice for that type of character. When he does Jack Sparrow, he changes his voice. Those are fine to do. But when you watch actors and they're going and they're playing just normal, everyday people, you will see a lot of the times they will tend to use their voice within those characters. And just watch it. Go and watch interviews of actors. Watch interviews of Sam Rockwell and then watch him doing his roles. Are there some roles where he will change his voice? Maybe. But a lot of the roles where he's just playing a normal person, he keeps his same voice. Watch Tom Hanks. See how Tom Hanks' voice in an interview is really the same as when he goes and portrays a particular role. Now, when he was going and doing Mr. Rogers for that role, because he was playing a person who already existed in time, in history, and we already know who that person is, he had to change and adjust his voice a little bit. But now when you go and watch all of his other previous roles that he's ever done before, a lot of those roles tend to keep his same voice. So actors, what they do, the professional actors, are very comfortable within their own voice. They know what their voice is. When they go and try to portray a character who's just a real person, an everyday person, they tend to use their same voice. If they're going to play someone who's very outlandish or very different, or someone who's a real person in history, or they have to have an accent, then that will change the quality and essences of their voices. But if you're just going to play a normal person, an everyday person, you're going to be using your same voice. If Tom Hanks has to go and play a cop, or he has to go and play a teacher, or he has to go and play a store manager, whatever role he's playing, you're still going to find it's still going to be his voice. Now, the way he acts and the behaviors that he has as those characters may change, but the voice that he uses, his own voice, he's going to stay with his voice. And a lot of beginner actors, a lot of amateur actors, they tend to change their voice within their scenes and what they're doing. This is why when you record yourself, you can test it out. Record yourself today just talking in a normal situation and leave it recording for about 10 to 20 minutes. When you start to forget about the camera and you're just naturally speaking, you hear your voice there. Then go and put up your camera and record yourself doing a scene or record yourself doing a monologue. See how your voice changes. See how the texture and the quality of your voice is actually changing. You want it to stay the same because the master actors, when they're going to be playing a normal person, they're going to be keeping their voices. Point number 5 is that master actors will use their physicality very well. So a lot of the times when an actor is going to go into a role and they're going to try and change their essence of who they are and the qualities of them, not only is it the beliefs, the ideas, and the ideologies of a character that will change from one role to the next, but also you can find that the physicality will tend to change a lot. So, for example, Eddie Redmayne. You will find his character in Aeronauts compared to his character in Fantastic Beasts. He's still using his same voice. It's still Eddie Redmayne who is playing these roles. But the physicality that he uses, the type of eye contact that his characters have between these two roles are completely different. And you can find that for a lot of actors. A lot of the times what they'll be changing is actually their physicality. Not their whole voice and everything about them, but it's really the physicality can tell a lot. It can tell a huge story about a person. Now, sometimes you will want to go and change your physicality drastically. For example, when Johnny Depp goes and plays Jack Sparrow, you want a bigger physicality. That's what his essence is. That's what he's bringing to that particular character, which that character needs that. but sometimes it may just be a little bit of a physicality change that you lead. Maybe it's a hunch that you have. Maybe your character walks a little bit faster, maybe a little bit slower. Maybe they have a lot of hand gestures, maybe they don't have a lot of hand gestures. Maybe they tilt their head when they talk. It could be a lot of different things, but they use physicality to their advantage. So I hope you guys like this video. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel so you stay up to date with everything. Give this video a thumbs up if it helps you guys. Also, I'll be leaving our newly enhanced 10-hour Acting Masterclass 2.0 down in the description section and comments down below, as well as our 10 acting resume templates. Alrighty, I'll see you guys next time. Bye guys.